You set your alarm for 5 in the morning, convinced that this time will be different. The room is freezing, the bed is warm, and the moment the buzzer sounds, a negotiation begins in your head. You tell yourself that one more hour of sleep will actually make you more productive, that you're listening to your body, that you'll make it up tomorrow. You hit snooze, and in that 3-second window, your discipline dies. Later that day, you feel a lingering sense of self-betrayal, a quiet weight in your chest because you know you've lied to yourself again. You assume this is a character flaw or that you simply weren't born with the willpower gene. But here's the part most people miss. You aren't failing because you're lazy. You're failing because your brain is designed to seek the path of least resistance, and you have left every door open for negotiation. That assumption sounds logical until you look closer. There is a level of discipline that looks like a glitch in the matrix to outside observers. It is the person who never misses, who operates with a consistency that actually makes others feel uncomfortable, even fearful. While everyone else is riding the highs and lows of motivation, these individuals move with the terrifying momentum of a glacier. In Japan, Zen monks have a term for this since the year 1200, gyoji. It translates to continuous practice without gaps. At a Heiji temple, the bell has rung at exactly 3:30 a.m. for over 800 years. Not 3:35, not when the monks feel inspired. Exactly 3:30. The data doesn't fail, our interpretation does. We interpret discipline as a series of difficult choices, but the monks understood that the choice is the enemy. Every time you have to decide when, where, or how you will work out, you are burning mental glucose. You are wasting your most precious fuel on the decision to drive instead of the driving itself. A Harvard neuroscientist studying habits for 15 years found that when you leave a commitment reversible, meaning you have an out, your brain engages in a survival-level negotiation. But when a commitment becomes irreversible, the negotiation ends. This is where the risk quietly increases for the average person. We make private promises. I'll start eating better. I'll meditate more. Because no one is watching, the primitive brain interprets failure as a zero-risk event. But for our ancestors, losing status in the tribe meant death. By making a public declaration, you hijack this ancient circuitry. You make giving up feel like a survival threat. In a modern scenario, a programmer named Raphael used this scary level of discipline to break a lifelong cycle of quitting. He didn't just track his habits, he made his identity public. He signed a document stating he was a person who meditates at 5 a.m. for 90 consecutive days and posted it for his coworkers, his family, and his social circle to see. Suddenly, the thought of waking up early was less painful than the thought of looking everyone in the eye and admitting he was a fraud. But even with social pressure, the biology of the body still fights back. The first week of any new regime is a war of attrition. Your brain will flood your system with logical reasons to stop. It will tell you that you're exhausted, that it's not healthy, that one day won't matter. And this is why the standard advice to be kind to yourself can be dangerous. In the context of building unbreakable discipline, being kind often becomes a euphemism for retreat. Zen monks don't lie in bed wondering if they should skip the morning bell. The question literally does not exist in their consciousness. They have removed time as a variable. By picking a fixed, non-negotiable hour, like 5 a.m., you eliminate the cracks where excuses grow. You aren't finding the perfect time, you are eliminating every possible reason to do it later. By the second week, something shifts. Your body begins to prepare for the alarm before it even sounds. Your feet touch the floor before your conscious mind can even start its first argument. You are no longer using willpower, you are becoming an automated machine. However, as the win becomes reliable, the mind finds a new loophole. It begins to negotiate the what. It asks if you can do a shorter workout, or if you should read a different book, or if you can just take it easy today. Variety is where consistency dies. Every small decision is a crack where your old, inconsistent self can crawl back in. Raphael had to lock down every single variable, same push-ups, same order of events, until his mind completely surrendered. His friends called him robotic. His girlfriend said he was becoming obsessive. And this is exactly where you want to be. When your discipline makes others uncomfortable, it's because your existence proves that their impossible goals are actually just uncomfortable realities they aren't willing to face. You are finally operating at a level that most people will never reach. But as the momentum builds, you are about to encounter the consistency killers that no amount of public declaration can prepare you for, the unexpected chaos of real life. The 40th day is usually where the average person's progress turns into a memory. You catch a fever, your child gets sick, or your car breaks down. This is the moment of the all or nothing lie. You tell yourself that if you can't do the full 20 minutes, there's no point in doing anything at all. You convince yourself that a gap is just a temporary pause. But Dogen, the founder of Ahiji, taught that practice must continue without even a moment of a gap, because in that gap, all your old, lazy patterns are waiting to reclaim your life. But here's the part most people miss. Continuity does not require perfection, it requires presence. That assumption sounds logical until you look closer. Zen monasteries have operated for centuries through earthquakes, famines, and wars. They don't miss a single day of practice because they have pre-solved every obstacle. When the meditation hall floods, they sit in the kitchen. When the food runs out, they meditate on hunger. There is no meeting to discuss what to do when things go wrong. The answer already exists. The bell rings and the response is automatic. Raphael applied this pre-solution strategy to his life. He wrote down every excuse that had ever broken his momentum, hangovers, travel, family emergencies, and he assigned them a non-negotiable response. If he was traveling and had no gym, he did push-ups in the airport bathroom. If he was sick, he did 1 minute of meditation and read 1 page of his book. He realized that a river never stops flowing. In a drought, it may be a trickle, but the moment the water stops moving, it is no longer a river. The data doesn't fail, our interpretation does. We interpret a modified workout as a failure, but in the architecture of the brain, it is a massive victory. It signals to your nervous system that the practice is the constant and the circumstances are the variable. By day 70, Raphael's practice had moved from his prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that requires effort, to his basal ganglia, the part that handles automatic behaviors. He was no longer trying to be disciplined. He was simply moving. He would sometimes wake up and finish a sequence without even remembering the transition from bed to floor. His discipline had become a frighteningly efficient machine. This is where the transformation becomes permanent. People around you will begin to say you've changed. They will tell you that your consistency isn't healthy or that you need balance. And this is why the standard advice to seek balance can be dangerous. For most people, balance is just a comfortable word for standing still. They want you to slow down because your momentum makes their lack of movement visible. They need you to be normal so they can feel better about being average. But you aren't doing this for them. You are doing it because you have discovered the secret of Gyoji, that the consistency that scares others is the only consistency worth having. When you implement public declaration, a fixed schedule, and pre-solved obstacles, you aren't just building habits. You are performing a ritual of death and rebirth. You are killing the inconsistent, flaky version of yourself and birthing an unbreakable identity. You stop being someone who tries to be better and become someone who simply is disciplined. The 90th day arrived for Raphael, and he completed his goal, but he didn't stop. Why would he? He was no longer the man who needed to start. The practice had perpetuated itself. He had reached the level where the effort to stop would actually be greater than the effort to continue. The question remains, are you ready for this level of transformation? It is not about a better version of your current life. It is about a different life entirely. It is
about becoming the person people look at with a touch of fear because they know they can't break you. The way is open, the bell is ringing, and the choice to never negotiate again is yours. Would you like me to help you create your own pre-solution list by identifying the 3 biggest obstacles that usually break your consistency?